ShinRobjira.
Bandai Limited Movie Monster Series Godzilla Store exclusive SpaceGodzilla retro color version. Let's go! Where did I get this? I got this from the Godzilla Store Japan through their buy option. Although if you're fine with waiting, this thing is available for pre-order on the Godzilla Store US. Retro Cosmonaut Space Goji will be standing over 6 inches tall. Proof is in the pudding and in the lines and the numbers. Shokugan, movie, not king, but yeah, definitely a king-sized figure. HG, finger puppet. So not only do we have a color renewal reissue of Space Godzilla coming out in July, now we have this. And this one, I'm sorry, is so friggin' good. It's like, do we even need the other one? Well, technically we don't, but I'm still gonna buy it anyway. Screw it. Now, of course, before we take a look at the figure at large, let's take a look at his tag, and it is scrumdiddlyumptious. Pinks, blues, purples, obviously looking fried, but looking awesome. We're gonna see Space Godzilla, retro color version, Space Godzilla, Godzilla 2024, Bandai Namco, Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla, Godzilla Store exclusive movie monster series. Side of the tag will be following that of Space Godzilla's shoulder crystal. And then on the inside of the tag, we get what we normally get. So of course, since this is a Godzilla Store exclusive, we do have to double sleeve him. And as per usual, I got these off of Amazon. Here are the card sleeves I use for the exclusives, and here are the top loaders I use for all of them. Links in the pinned comment down below. And that is going to be the cherry on top of this delicious space-based salad, and we are going to be looking liquid carbonatium fresh. Unfortunately, since this guy is so fucking big in the back, okay, yeah, we can do that, that's fine. So when it comes to retro color Space Godzilla, I feel Bandai have finally knocked the retro color tree with this one, as retro color Hedorah, I don't know what the hell that's based on. Retro color Jet Jaguar is just an Arizona can. What was the other one we got? Retro color Megalon was just chrome and silver. Apparently that might be an alternate skin for the character in a game of such. I don't know. But here with Space Godzilla, this paint job is entirely, undeniably inspired by the 1994 Bandai The Godzilla Collection, Space Godzilla. The metallic blue skin, obviously a nice little reference to the harder vinyl that Space Godzilla was made out of. We've got the red neck, titties, and crotch, as well as the little parts of his crystals over here. And we got the silver dorsal fins and everything. It's awesome. It's great. I kind of wish this is something that Bandai would do a bit more of with their retro color things, but I mean, what can you do? So right off the bat, the eyes on my Space Godzilla are actually not too bad. A tiny, tiny bit wall-eyed, just a little bit. This eye over here is more towards the corner than this one is, but from far away, I think he looks pretty good, save for that goofy smile. The deep metallic blue is going to collide with these silver-painted teeth and tusks over here. In fact, I think the only thing that's not metallic on this figure are going to be the eyes. Well, the black pupils at least. The orange, I feel, is actually metallic. I mean, hell, even the tongue on the inside of his mouth is nice and metallic. This is a good looking paint job for Space Goji. I think he looks awesome. The crest on top of Space Goji's head is metallic and fantastic. Really popping the details, and that pretty much goes for everything that I said already. Man, those teeth. I completely forgot to show off that the teeth on the lower jaw over here are going to be fully painted. Nice, nice, nice. And we are going to get detail on the roof of his mouth as well. Moving a bit further down, this is just beautiful. The metallic blue mixing in with the metallic red, all of the details present over here. It is something insane. Bandai did a damn good job over here. Finally, these crystals on Bandai Space Godzilla's shoulders actually feel like they have power and presence to them. All the teeny tiny little lines, the bigger, thicker lines that are painted up in that metallic reddish pink. This is cooking. The neck looks amazing, both the detailing around it and the detailing on top of it. Again, that metallic red paint is killing it. Why does that look like a vagina? Seriously, the details here and those titties, oh my god, yes. Who would have thought that a metallic paint job would bring such new life to a figure. That still doesn't defeat the purpose, of course, that this mold has been used for quite a long time, and I think SpaceGodzilla is long overdue, especially in his anniversary year. But I digress. We've got some silver claws on these metallic blue arms with beautiful detailing on both sides, and SpaceGodzilla looks like he doesn't have fingers from the side except for a thumb. Beautiful detail. Oh, we are of course going to get that on both sides, and again, detailing on point. Everything below the oddly vaginal looking tulip cover on SpaceGodzilla's crotch over here is going to be the same. Metallic blue, fantastic paint, crystallized meatballs for kneecaps. I can almost see my reflection in there. And then we are going to get silver metallic paint for the toes. Bandai 1998, made in China. 1998, Toho Company, numbers, letters, Toho, this mold is 25 years old. Which means Godzilla 1998 is 25 years old. Happy birthday, buddy. And from the side, all of these little paint applications and details are going to look beautiful, and I just can't get over how flashy paint just brings new life to this guy. Who'da thunk it? All he need was to shine bright. But of course, we're not done yet. Let's check out the detailing on the back of SpaceGodzilla's head. It's bumpy, it's veiny, it's spiky, it looks great. Now, dorsal crystals and metallic silver paint. Yes, he's still got that egregious friggin' gap over here, but damn! A metallic SpaceGodzilla really should have been a thing a long time ago, don't you think? I mean, these crystals just look amazing. This gap for the waist swivel that hasn't existed in God knows how long really needs to be rectified. But wowie caboodles there, Batman. We've got shiny dorsal crystals, a bit of a paint smudge over here, but thankfully we are going to get these silver dorsal fin. Oh, I found the outlier. All the way up to the very tip of the tail where, yes, the crystals at his tip are still going to remain unpainted. And I just noticed this now, but damn. They missed a whole bunch of silver on this side, didn't they? A fantasy! Yeah, that side was definitely done up a hell of a lot better than over here. Oh well. Now I do absolutely agree that this being silver really would have tied this all together, especially since there's quite a lot of paint on this guy, aside from the metallic blue, which is probably just the color of vinyl it was molded in. What is this? Get out of here, tapeworm. Damn, that's gonna bother me a little bit. But I digress. Once again, metallic silver dorsal crystals going all the way to the very tip, except for the tip, really does make SpaceGodzilla look the best he's looked probably since 1994. And I will gladly give this gentleman 2 solid stars in terms of paint and detail, with a sub rating of a solid star for actually feeling like a retro color variant and not a color swap. Bandoozle. And now, before we get to articulation, here is retro SpaceGodzilla as compared to the 2005 release of SpaceGodzilla from the movie monster series. We'll take a look at this guy again eventually, but the color palette between the two of these is just wow. I don't understand why the crystals in this part over here were painted up as yellow, because they were never yellow in the movie. In fact, that just adds more insult to injury when you look at the tag and it's like, Bandai, just look at the friggin' tag, it's not yellow. And, you know, I know we like to hype up the Bandai of yesteryear, and even back in 2005, this was still a pretty old mold, but look me in the eye and tell me they haven't improved. No eggnog-looking dandruff in between and on his neck, in between his dorsal fins, and the spikes on his tail, the crystals, were actually individually painted and not just spritzed upon. And yeah, the tip of the tail was never really painted. Ever. Me just noticing now that the tail is longer. Go figure. But hey, they do stand about at the same height, which is nice. And since the tail is actually movable, articulation spoiler, I guess Bandai possibly making an updated tail makes a little bit of sense. Now, here's the 2019 reissue repaint of SpaceGodzilla versus the retro color version. And yeah, I have no idea why this guy stands taller, but look at the color contrast between these two. Oh! I do love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. But I'm a little confused here. The exact same thing is going on with the tails, and even when I have them matched up directly side by side at the foot, they still remain uneven. So maybe there was some retooling going on between the last SpaceGodzilla figure to the 2019 one to now the retro color variant. Oh god, I'm going down the rabbit hole again. Okay, alright. Yeah, you know what? We're not doing this. Articulation, and we'll just wait and see what that color renewal reissue is going to look like. Articulation at the head, full swivel. Nice. Arms can move back and forward on both sides. Nothing at the waist, nothing at these thick legs, but we will in fact get a full swivel at the tail. Solid star in terms of articulation. Thank you very much. An overused Bandai mold gets new life with shiny metallic paint, and it kinda just works. If this was to be the swan song of this SpaceGodzilla mold, I'd say you brought it together perfectly, Bandai. But I do think it's time. And that's about enough out of me. Social media, Patreon, $1 a month, access to everything. I will see you all next week with a review of the SH Figuarts Kaiju number 8, Kafka Hibino. And if my HLJ order doesn't toss sugar into my engine, Friday, I'm going to have a ShinGodzilla review up for all of y'all. But if it does, in fact, interrupt the circadian rhythm and everything, I will make up for it with a model kit building stream. How about that? Been a while, right? It's not going to be Godzilla or Evangelion, but it's going to be from an IP that I hold rather near and dear to my heart. Bye.